My name, Florence Wineloss Seufer-Ovex. I was born in 1927, started Talmud Torah when I was grade 1. I was 6 years old. And I went to Talmud Torah for 5 years, and then after to the Edmonton Public School. It was small. I think it was a brick building. You went into the door. To the right, you would go down a few steps, and that was the principal's office. Luckily, I didn't have to go down those steps too often.
The playground, such as it was in the front. It was all red cinders. There was no grass. The cinder yard produced a tremendous number of cuts and scrapes because, you know, we'd be falling on our knees and it seemed like you were always scraping your skin. Immediately in front of the school, as you came out the door, just to your left were some vestiges of trees, and we used to play in those trees, and because it was wartime, we'd play war games, and you'd sort of stand up on the tree and you'd pretend that you're in a fighter plane or a bomber or something, and you'd be pulling on branches as your you know, bombs away or whatever it is that you do in planes.
During recesses, we used to just go out and play. You know, we'd play soccer or whatever, and I guess one day the school decided that they would have a skating rink. And we'd all go out there and skate during lunch hours or recesses or wherever we could, you know.
The Edmonton Talmud Torah was the first, it wasn't the first Hebrew school in Canada, it was the first Hebrew day school in Canada. That was in Edmonton. And you told these to people in Montreal who thought that everything started there at that time. What do you mean? Yes, we were, I think, a year or two before they opened up in Montreal. So as a day school, and that was when Mr. Grellman was at that time here, and Mr. Pekarsky was very involved with setting that program up. And I think that, in a sense, that was, I mentioned Mr. Pekarsky's name, that was one of the secrets of the school at that time, that the people that were interested weren't just parents. They were people in the community who felt that the school was the backbone of the community, and even though their kids were no longer in the school, they were very interested in what was going on in the school, and they were very interested that the school continue. And that's why it survived and did so well at that time.
Talmud Torah was just always a part of our lives, and it was very important to my family, and it was a happy time going to school. In that old building on 103rd Street, we would walk. We took the bus in those years and stand in front of the Palace of Sweets. If anyone remembers the Palace of Sweets, sometimes we would buy there and take the bus home, or Picardy's for a little pastry. But yeah, those were happy times, and there was no choice. That's where we went to school. We didn't think of going to school with our neighbors. We were Jewish, so we went to Talmud Torah.
The lunchroom was good. We sat at like picnic tables with benches, and we had the tablecloths that could be wiped clean. And we knew the menu. Every second Monday was hot dogs, and there were salmon patties, and there was the favorite macaroni and cheese. There were sandwiches probably twice a week, and I think always on Fridays. We had pitchers of things to drink, and inevitably somebody would spill, because the pitchers were big for us, and we'd try and pour them, and things would spill, and there was people jumping up always to get out of the way of the spill.